Hello, and I am live. Okay, welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy, and I am coming on here today. I was hoping actually to talk to my friend Brandy. You can see on the thumbnail that my friend Brandy it was scheduled to talk to me today, and I'm just checking my phone to make sure we're live. And so she actually got a family emergency. So hopefully it's not too serious. One of her grandkids fell, I guess. And so that's the way we roll as grandmothers. Sometimes we have to scrap the plan and do what we have to do. So I'm hoping that I'm going to see her the same time tomorrow. So hopefully you can meet up with me tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. And so today, instead of meeting with my friend, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Yeah, okay. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for coming. So my friend couldn't make it because she I guess one of her grandkids fell. So we're hoping we can do this tomorrow. So today I'm going to talk about her and tell you a little bit about her because I think it's very interesting. Now, if you've been to my channel before, you know that I used to homeschool and I also had a lot of children. So think back a few years. Let's see. I had, I think, 8 kids, maybe pregnant with my eighth. And by the time you have 8 kids, you feel a little bit isolated. And so we actually had a lot of family living near us. I lived kind of near my mom, near my husband's parents as well. But the only thing we had for internet was AOL. Remember that? Some of you who are my age might remember calling AOL. It's like a, connection to others. And at that time, we also had telephones where you had to talk on the phone and you might what was the story? You might be connected to a I'm looking at my charger is not plugged in, so I'm going to charge my your phone might not be wireless and you had to just uh like if you want to talk on the phone, you've got all these kids and you're connected to the wall, you can't really talk on the phone much. So what I would do is I can remember going to my in-laws and I would sign up to AOL and check my email. And at that time, you also had the internet was just coming out. And I remember being pregnant and thinking, I wonder how people with a lot of children name their kids. Like, is there a pattern to it or something? And I remember looking into that. I don't remember what I typed in, but I got this group of like big family group, or they were what we call quiverful, where they allow God to give them a lot of kids. They let God plan their family, however you want to say it. And so I got on this group. You had to answer a few questions. And I got onto this group and I realized that this group was homeschool moms. They didn't all have a lot of children, but they were open to whatever family size God would allow, kind of thing. It wasn't really a religion, it wasn't a religious group, it wasn't a church or anything like that. So it was just a group of ladies, okay, and moms and people that wanted to connect with others and had things in common. We would share recipes, we would share like how do you feed a large group with this. We would also talk about like standards, like how do you dress your daughters and you know like curriculum that you would use to do the studies and things like that. So we had a lot of discussions and it was pretty regular that I would get on there and it seemed like I got to know quite a few of the other ladies in the group. And through the years, we kind of stayed connected. I visited some of them in person. I have a friend that's in New Jersey that I just like drove up one day when we were on a trip and we stopped in for a couple days, and I only knew her from online. That's happening more and more and more these days, but back then it was just barely kind of a thing. And my friend Brandy, that this video that I'm hoping to talk to her tomorrow, she is someone that I met in person. She was at a homeschool convention, and her family owned a book selling, like kind of like a traveling bookstore, and they were all really good books for homeschoolers. And so she was going to be at this one homeschool convention. I think it was in Connecticut, and so I was able to connect with her in person. And when we met up, it was just like instant friends. Somehow we just connected. And so I really loved getting to know her. And we did call each other, we would send each other messages here and there. And about, I don't know, how many years? 10 years ago, maybe? My daughter got married. She met her husband through Pensacola Christian College, which is in Florida, and she got married in Ohio. So as we were going to her house, to her wedding, we stopped by my friend Brandy's house and we visited with her and her family. And so my kids met her kids, and it was really great. And the husbands met. Oh, yeah, we also met for another event. There was another group called Mothers of Many Young Siblings, MOMYS. I got on that group somehow. I kind of surfed into that group, and they had a special vacation for large families at Williamsburg in Virginia. And so it was really inexpensive. It was probably like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like $750 for a whole week at this really nice resort type of thing. It was kind of like condos, not a resort like Disney, but it was kind of like condos. We had 10 kids at the time, and I remember we had a suite with a bunch of us, and then we had a connected suite with the other half of the family. And we also had like a hot tub in there and everything. And all of these families from Mothers of Many Young Siblings met up. And my friend Brandy also was there, and her mother was there, her kids were all there. And it was a great adventure. I mean, my kids remember that very fondly. And we got to go throughout Williamsburg. We got to see a lot of the historical sites. And before we went on that preparation, we all, like, my daughters were old enough they could all sew. And they had learned how to sew a little bit, but we went and bought material, and they made colonial dresses. I live about 10 minutes from my mom, so we had like 4 machines at her house, and we set them all up, and they made colonial dresses. So I would have Stacy, Julie, Katie, Cami, and Naomi, and Lily. Lily was the youngest, I believe, at that time. So that's 6. They had to make 6 colonial dresses, and I can't remember what I wore, actually. And I don't think we made one for me, but I must have come up with something that looked colonial. And then for the boys, I just had them wear a white shirt, and then I just took some of their pants and I made them into knickers. I just cut them off at the knee, and then I put like shoestring type thing in the bottom and tied it. And so the boys all had knickers. And then when we got there, they got the little Patriot hats. That was so cute. And so that was a great adventure. That was one of the most fun vacations ever. And the history was amazing. We were able to go around all the historical sites. One of their favorite things was the preacher, uh, Gowan Pamphlet, I believe his name was. And he was in jail, and he used to preach from the jail window. And so that was really cool. So, yeah, so I met Brandy throughout the years, and I don't know how many kids she has. I think it's like 5 or 6. I'll have to check. I was gonna ask her today exactly how many. I can't remember, but through the years, she homeschooled and she also took lots of hikes. I remember when she started hiking a lot. She's like, we're just going on hikes. She had lots of boys and let's just do hikes. So that led to her writing a book about all of the special hikes in Ohio. And so through the years, she's gone from hiking, homeschool hiking, to writing books about it, to camping. She always was a camper. They always loved camping. And we actually stayed in one of their campers when we were there. And she also goes to camper like conventions. So I remember not too long ago, she went to Tampa and she was looking at all types of campers. And I think her and her husband were going to buy one. So now she's a mom. She's also a grandma. She's written 4 books now, and she has a really cool website. I was going to share my screen and show to you today. So I'm going to share my screen, and it's going to be the Gleason. Welcome to Gleason Family Adventure. Let's go on an adventure. So this is her blog, and I think it's a really cool example of what you can do when you just let life do what it's going to do, right? So I just want to make sure that I want to just make sure that everything's seen correctly on the channel. So the Gleason family is their last name, and this is their website. So these are her blog entries, and this is Brandy right here. So let's see how that goes. Okay. So she's the CEO of Gleason Media LLC, chief writer at Gleason Family Adventure, and creator of the Ohio Road Trips Facebook group. She has written 4 books, 100 Things to Do in Ohio's Amish Country Before You Die, and co-wrote the Ohio section of Midwest Road Trip Adventures and Midwest State Parks and 100 Things to Do in Ohio Before You Die. She has spoken at national conventions on education and conferences on travel, was a brand ambassador for Thor Industries in 2021, and is currently a Heartland RV's brand ambassador. She has won numerous awards for her work in social media and writing at the Midwest Travel Network Conference. So she loves to travel, explore, has passion for the environment, sustainability, and the outdoors. She buckles up for a road trip anytime she can, and a driving force behind her writing and social media is to encourage others to find their own adventures. One of her favorite quotes is, "In order to write about life, first you must live it," by Ernest Hemingway. Interesting, because I just read that book by Ernest Hemingway, which I mentioned in my last video, and he was very somber. And maybe this is one of the quotes that is very famous in a good way, and she fully embraces each day. So Instagram, she has Gleason Family Adventures and Ohio Trips, Road Trips, Facebook, Gleason Family Adventures, Pinterest, blog, and Facebook groups, Ohio Road Trips. A family, 8 children. Okay, 8 children, 2 sons-in-law, 5 adorable grandbabies, and of course, Matt, her husband, and me. We thrive on exploration. Our goal is to embark on adventures. Now, one of the things I plan to ask her to do is to if she's been to New Hampshire and started climbing the New Hampshire mountains. I kind of don't think she has, but maybe I can talk her into it. So she does speaking engagements, and I'm so honored that she has agreed to talk to me on my channel. So hopefully that will work out. So all things in Ohio, she has a list of camping, hiking, lodging, USA travel, the great outdoors, and yeah. So that's it. Gleason Family Adventures. So it's an example of someone who has really, gone with her love and made something out of it, made a life out of it. So, oh, Kelly. Okay, so Kelly's still listening, but she's about to do something that will tie up her hands, so she won't be able to comment. Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming, Kelly. And she is going on the political podcast today. Now, Kelly and I have agreed to be a part of this really cool podcast. It's called A More or Less Perfect Union. And it's kind of like a snapshot of how people feel from all over the country about lots of current events. So we call it political, but in one way it's just current events. It's what our citizens facing in our country, in this country today. And so we will give you information on when that podcast comes out. So what they're doing is they're talking to, I think, about 12 people, and they're asking the same questions, and then they put all of the answers together in a podcast. And I already did that last week. It was really fun. So I was able to talk to people from all over the country and answer some questions. And the fun thing about it is there's really no wrong answer. You just say what you know. And if you don't know, you just say, I don't know, right? Because that's how it is all around the country. Like, no, we don't know everything about everything. But it was a lot of fun to do. And it's kind of fun when people ask you questions and they want to know what your answers are. Especially to people who like to talk. So I hope that you guys can come tomorrow at 8:30, same time, same place. I will put a link out to talk to my friend Brandy, and we'll get the real story from her own mouth, right? So when I first met her, she was involved in going to conventions with her parents who owned the bookstore, kind of like a traveling bookstore. Plus, they did a lot of, shipping. Like people would order stuff and they would ship it out. And so I love it how she took what she loved to do, which would be hiking and just exploring, and she made a life out of it. And she's able to do what she loves and still, I'm assuming she makes some money at with all this. I'm assuming that she makes a living out of it. I don't really know how much money she makes. She doesn't really, I don't see where she has shared any of that information. But I know that she loves her family and loves her kids, and she stays busy doing what she loves, which I think is really amazing. And if you look at her website, she also has been on TV, I think, in her local area. So I'm going to check if I can show you her Facebook page. She actually has 14,000 followers on her page. So I'm going to share my screen and show you. So this is my friend, she's kind of talked me off the ledge a few times when I've called her with different problems, so that's been a blessing. So she is 14,000 followers, so she's basically a celebrity, I guess you'd say. So she said the recent post was she moved her charging station for her phone out of her room and slept like $1,000,000 and woke up feeling pretty refreshed. There might be something to this unplugging thing. So even while she's making a life for herself on social media, she's sharing that, hey, there's good in unplugging. Just unplug, take a break, and don't be shy about it. So, like I said, I hope you show up tomorrow, same time, same place, and we will hopefully talk to her and keep her family in prayer. Hopefully this issue is not too serious. So I also want to end this video by talking about my tutoring business. I am still working on getting an online what do you call it? You know, all the on the people that are trying to sell something to you online are doing a landing page. A landing page is like the page that you go to see what the business is. So I'm working on my landing page and it's not quite fine tuned. It looks pretty good if you go on it with a PC, but I just noticed when you go on it with your phone, it's not that great. So I am working on it. What you do with this landing page thing is that you will try and get, so this is what it looks like. Are you looking to boost your child's mathematics performance and confidence? I am here to help. And I have a free PDF that you can go to and you can check on this box and say, I want it. And you will be able to get that free PDF. Then I will get an email and I will be able to send you information. Hello, Kathy. Hello, going to watch the recording since I'm jumping on late. Yeah, so just so you know, my friend was not able to make it today. So I just introduced who she is, and we're going to hopefully meet up with her tomorrow because she has grandkids. So I met her when I had kids, and now we all have grandkids. So I know Kathy has grandkids too. So this is my page where you can get my free PDF. You can also sign up for a one-time consultation where I'll talk about your student and what their student's needs are. You can sign up for a 25-minute session or you can sign up for 50-minute sessions, and it's up to you. My personal attention is guaranteed to help your student to increase confidence and improvement with his or her math skills. I will focus on your student for each and every virtual class. And then I had made that logo a long time ago when I was working for Outschool. So that's where I'm at. I do have some tutoring for the summer. I would like to have more, but it turns out I'm pretty busy. It turns out that, sometimes you want to, go big, but I have other things going on. I have a few kids at home still. One of my kids is trying to buy a car right now. So we're working on buying a car, used car, obviously. And then we have a car that broke down. So we got to figure that out. And I'm also working in town. So I am on the school board, which is not majorly intensive for the summer. I'm also on a couple other boards in town, as well as the library trustee board. So there's a lot going on for me. The library seems to be taking a lot of my time right now for many reasons, but it's not supposed to take that much time, but it's taking a lot of time. So there's a lot going on with that. And I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this and you want to give me a thumbs up, that would be great. Post a comment below, and that would be great. If you are thinking of being, doing something online, like starting a business or doing classes that you want to sell on your own, I have joined this group called system.io, and I do have an affiliate link. So I'll post that below. System.io is the way that you can build your business by doing a website, and then you can automate emails to your email list. And there's a lot you can do with it. And it's kind of like Kajabi, which a lot of high-end people use, but Kajabi is very expensive. System.io has a free version, and then if you upgrade, you can upgrade for, I think it's like $200 for the entire year. And that has more in the system that I could possibly use right now. And then if it turns out you're amazing and you're famous and you really need to go to a higher level, they have like 2 more higher levels that you can go to. And they do have affiliate links. So if you share the link with people and someone you know signs up, then you can also make money that way. You can also sell other people's courses, which is cool. Like I am in a group right now where I am benefiting from someone else's teaching, and then I can also be an affiliate for their classes. Instead of making my own classes, I could just say, hey, I'll spread the news about your classes. So you can actually make money by helping other people make money, right? So that's what I'm kind of doing this summer. I'm trying to work on building my YouTube channel, building my tutoring business, learning stuff about system.io, as well as all the other stuff that I'm doing. So I'm really excited about speaking to Brandy, hopefully tomorrow. And I want to talk to her about hiking, because hiking is also something that I'm interested in. And don't tell anyone, but I'm hoping to go hiking with my husband on Saturday. And I hope nothing comes up, because, it's just, sometimes you do have to get away and just get some space. And I have this book that's really cool. In New Hampshire, we have, uh, I think it's 48 4,000 footers. And they also have a group of mountains they call 52 with a view, a hiker's guide. And this guide tells you all about the different mountains in New Hampshire. And people will, they get a special recognition when they hike 48 4,000 footers. I mean, that would take a while. If you hiked every weekend for a year, that would be 48 with a few extras. So there's a lot of mountains in New Hampshire, and it's very beautiful, and a lot of people do it. And there's a Facebook group with all the people. They go on there and they tell stories, they help each other out. I also made a video about things that you should bring when you go on a hike. And there were a few items that I missed, and I'm planning on putting that in a whole nother video. So I was pretty good on most of it. Most of the things that I realized we needed were things on a list. Like if you go into Google and you say, what are the 10 most important things to bring on a hiking trip? Then I was pretty accurate with what I got. But there is a 10 list. There's a couple more things that should be added to the list. But last Saturday, I went to a meeting to learn all about being a state representative, like what you need to do, how you go about sharing the news about your candidacy, right? It was an 8-hour meeting, and I didn't bring my knitting. I wanted to kick myself. I could have gotten a lot done because I was just mostly listening. And so I told my husband, I said, okay, when I go out to a meeting, don't let me forget my knitting ever. Okay, because it can always sit there and do nothing. But if I don't have it, I can't do it at all. And how does this relate to hiking? Well, we went on a hike and we didn't bring anything. We thought it was a short hike. So we decided, even if it's a short hike, you bring your backpack with, water and your basics in it. When you go to a meeting, you bring your knitting. When you go hiking, you bring your backpack. So that's just the way it is. So anyway, well, thank you so much. If you watched to the end, I really appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. Please come back tomorrow to visit with my friend, Brandy, and I can't wait to be able to talk to her on Zoom. I was going to give her a call, and I thought, why not just talk to her on Zoom, right? So all my friends can enjoy her experience as well. So thank you so much for coming to the video, and I really do hope you have a great day.